The gods created humanity, but what happens when they decide to destroy it? In ancient Egypt, one goddess was feared above all others: Sekhmet, the Eye of Ra, the unstoppable force of vengeance and destruction. She was meant to punish humanity for their sins, but her fury became too powerful to control. The world stood on the brink of annihilation. The rivers ran red, the earth trembled, and unless someone stopped her, all of humanity would be lost forever. At the dawn of time, the great sun god Ra ruled both the heavens and the earth. He was the creator, the father of gods and men. But as the centuries passed, something terrible happened. Humanity, ungrateful and arrogant, began to rebel against the gods. They mocked Ra, disrespected the temples, and ignored the divine laws. "The gods are old. We do not need them anymore," they whispered. Ra, watching from the sky, grew furious. How dare his own creations defy him? How dare they turn against the one who gave them life? And so, in his anger, he summoned the one being who could bring humanity to its knees. Ra plucked the fire from the sun, the rage of 1,000 storms, and the roar of the wildest beast. And from it, he created Sekhmet, the lioness-headed goddess of war. She was not just a warrior. She was an unstoppable storm, a living weapon of divine wrath. Her breath was fire, her claws could tear through mountains, and her thirst for blood was unquenchable. Ra commanded her, "Go forth, my daughter, punish them, let the world fear the gods once more." And with that, Sekhmet descended upon the earth like a raging wildfire. What followed was a nightmare. Sekhmet did not just punish humanity, she slaughtered them. She tore through villages, burned fields, and crushed armies like insects. The Nile ran red with blood. No one could stand against her. No temple, no city, no king was spared. The people cried out for mercy, but Sekhmet knew no mercy, only vengeance. And then, something terrifying happened. She didn't stop. She was supposed to punish only the wicked, but now she wanted to destroy everything. Her hunger for destruction grew uncontrollable. Soon, there would be no one left. The world itself would be nothing but ash and bone. Ra, watching from the heavens, realized his terrible mistake. He had unleashed a force too powerful, too destructive, even for him to control. But how do you stop a goddess who cannot be killed? How do you calm a lioness whose hunger for blood is endless? A wise sorcerer stepped forward with a plan. If Sekhmet desires blood, let us give her something even stronger. That night, the priest prepared barrels of red wine, mixing it with pomegranate juice to make it as thick and rich as blood. They poured it across the battlefield, staining the land red, letting the scent fill the air. When Sekhmet arrived, she saw the rivers of blood before her. Her thirst burned within her. She drank and drank and drank, until finally, her body slowed, her roars faded, and at last she collapsed into a deep sleep. When Sekhmet awoke, her rage was gone. The fires had burned out, the world had been spared, but it would never forget her fury. From that day forward, she was no longer just a goddess of war. She became a goddess of healing, transformation, and balance. She was still a warrior, but now she protected the weak instead of destroying them. She guarded the innocent instead of punishing them. And so the world was saved, not by a sword, but by wisdom, trickery, and a little too much wine. But is this just a myth? Or does Sekhmet's fury still linger in the world today? Some say her spirit lives on in every storm, every wildfire, every battle. When the winds howl and the earth trembles, perhaps it is Sekhmet reminding us of the power of the gods. What do you think? Was Ra right to unleash her? Could she return one day? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this myth, hit that like button. Subscribe for more legendary stories from mythology. Which god or myth should we cover next? Comment below. See you in the next video.